Razor lights across the night, and town circuits burn. Phone glows, call to arms. The growers our returns. Basements, garages, the towers of homegrown pride. Roots like iron, leaves like flags. We rise and testify. Click the link, join the Legion. Camera set to show. From seed to crown, the miracle. Let everybody know. Growing old grows. Cannabis at home. Raise your rigs, raise your glass. Bring the green into the dome. Let's all gather, stream the rose. Let the whole world know. Let's show you grow. Growing old grows. Cannabis at home.
Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us and spending part of your Sunday evening with us. We got a special one tonight. I'm really excited. But before I get into that, let's go over a few of the things. Please be respectful out there in the chat. Please be respectful to our guest Dab this evening, and if you like, you can be respectful to me too, but especially Dab in the chat. Tonight we're shooting again for 2 hours. First hour is basically one-on-one, myself and Dab, and then you guys can ask questions and Winnie can throw them up. But definitely once we get through a bunch of the questions, we can start getting a bunch of your questions up, and we'll just chit chat and learn a bunch of stuff as time goes. And that'll be for the second hour. And I see he's got his Coke. I'd just like to say, let's all please welcome. Let's see if I don't mess it up. See if we can get welcome Dab up here. We'll see if I can.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hey, thank you very much.
Hey, thank you for having me on your show tonight. Happy to be here.
Trust me, man. We're excited to have you because I'll just say it. Ever since we've been here, I think you're a legend in this community for what you do or what you've done in the past and all the things. And your name is synonymous with a lot of things, breeding and cannabis in this community. So I just thought it was important for us to get to know you. And we know Dab. We know Dab the breeder, but tell us a little bit about yourself, because I think there's more to Dab than the breeder.
Well, my name is Dab. I'm a grower. I've been growing for about 10 years. I all started with an Afghani. Ever since I had my own little property, I just wanted to grow. I was always a tree. I always wanted to have my own medicine. And from there, dude, weeds. Even before that, weeds always been part of my life. And I started smoking when I was like 16. But I just wanted to start smoking. And then, having my own smoke, be supplied. Because we all know that, it's pretty expensive out there to buy weed. So we're trying to grow, and that's where I save some growing. That's probably one of my good hobbies. Like I've always grown back with my grandparents back in the day. That was probably in the 90s, and then learning to grow in the 2000s, and then really getting to learn how to grow 10 years ago. I started growing, and then from there, one of my other passions was stacking silver. Really like doing that too. Other than that, man, I'm a hard-working man. I try to stay busy, family man. You know, I got one dude out there.
Hey Dab, we're having a hard time with your mic.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
That's a little better. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Maybe I should talk a little bit louder.
No,
Other than
that's
that,
much
yeah,
better. Yeah.
I like growing. I like stacking silver. I'm a working man. I work a lot of hours. Um, Other than that, man, I listen to music. I hear it on the Discord.
You,
Other than that, yeah, not
you,
really
you,
much. Just a simple guy, dude. Just the simple things in life that I enjoy. Just like growing, like silver, take care of the family. You know, hanging out on Discord with friends and family up on there. So, but
you
yeah,
said you started growing like 10 years ago or so. Was that a tent?
yeah.
Was it outside? Um, because I know, for instance, I have a nephew, and he's probably 40, but years ago he started growing, he, and he lined the inside of a chest of drawers, took out all the bottoms of the drawers, closed it up, and then his mother decided, oh, I should put his underwear away, and she found. So, um, how did you start out? Was it a tent? Was it gorilla?
Well, the tents, like, they were expensive back then. 2016, the only thing that they really had was um, like blurple lights. They didn't really even have like the bar lights like they got now. Um, Even the quantum boards, those like just began like coming out. I'd say like 2018. So growing from then, dude, I had like one blurple light, and I made my own grow box. It was just a 2x2. I just started growing 3 plants, and that was it. I just had a small place, you know, like a 2 bedroom. And yeah, that's when I started. I just made my own grow box. I used some CFL lights at first, and that's when I started growing some Afghani one seeds that I got from a buddy.
There you go, man. That's that
And,
sounds like that sounds pretty good there.
other than that, I went on YouTube. I found like Cali Green, Mr. Grow It, um, Pigeons before he wasn't showing his face. Also, who else was down there? Row G. I really like him. He was out there with Ocean Grow. I watched them back in the day. Then the forums like Grass City and Roll It Up. Yeah, dude, that's where I gained most of my knowledge was from the guy before me and a little mentor I got my seeds from. But he was growing with HPS.
That's
Yeah, I was just
and,
growing with CFLs. That's all I was able to afford at the time. But I moved to LEDs after that.
and that's an important lesson for everybody out there. Is you know, here's where you start, and now I'm working my way up. I can't afford the big HPSs, but I run these, and then I work my way to LEDs. Oh no,
Yeah,
I mean that's what we all do. That makes us all kind of the same. We're all the same person, all the same. None of us are really that different. Some of us are better at growing, but we still strive to be the best. And a second question I want to jump into, and then
sure.
we'll keep rolling. Is and you kind of mentioned it, I think there, but could we go back into what really got you into growing? I know a lot of times, people are the dispensaries. Well, nowadays it's the dispensaries are too expensive. Back in the day, it was, well, I didn't want to meet the guy on the corner.
Right. Yeah, well, it became legal in 2020 for recreational, for sales. And even at that, the sales tax is really high. Um, yeah, like we're talking about like almost $60 for an egg for some stuff, up to $60 a quarter, depending if it was like Butler Shake. And
Right.
sometimes it could have been a little bit better than getting the stuff off the streets. But yeah, I was, growing for myself prior, to 2020 though. It's just something small. Like we're talking about like maybe 12-foot plant or 12-inch plants, 1 foot plants. Weren't really big. I just kept them really small because, we had to hide it like that back then. But
But
yeah, other than that, it just progressed until like uh, 2020 changed. I just was getting stuff from my buddy. He was growing and we were just, exchanging back and forth for our grows. Then I ended up moving, so I had to take a step back for like a year. And then 2020 hit, and then I ended up moving, buying a house. And then, it's legal to have a medical cannabis grow. So I ended up getting my medical cannabis card to start growing. And then, I just started supplying myself with weed from there.
because that's what I have a medical card, and I wish a medical card allowed us to grow a little bit more, but but it doesn't. It just allows me, if I go to a dispensary, um, to purchase it without paying the taxes. Does a medical card in your state, does that allow you to grow more, or is that just a um, something for
They
the
let us
dispensary?
grow. They let us grow 5 plants legally, and then anything under 5 inches. So that's when I usually start like my pheno hunts, and then I'll max them off from there, and then just keep them low. But I try to keep some in rotation. Other than that, I try to just stay below a certain count. I don't try to go buck wild, I guess. So like I might have like 5 flowering plants, but when it comes to the breeding, it's usually like low vegetative at that state, and then I'll do the breeding when it gets bigger, and then I'll choose a few plants from there. Keep it a little perpetual, but
Because that's one of the things I'm trying to to learn this first go around is how to do um, how to keep them small, do a bunch of pheno hunting and such. Because when you were talking about keeping them small, I'm imagining if you're just starting out back and you're keeping it because it's still not legal, so you gotta hide them. Keeping them small, I think that probably teaches you a little bit about how the plant how the plant thrives, how it operates. I mean, operates, that's a bad word, but um, it gives you a better understanding of the plant, I think, coming from that and working your way forward, because now you can do all that
yeah,
stuff. So I think that's great. And
yeah.
you want to jump in?
Well, usually, yeah. When I start them off small, as in like when they first pop, I usually only go like half solo cups. So then when the stretch happens, I just backfill it up. So then from there, I would only like go like maybe 3 weeks, with the veg, and that's still only about like 5 inches tall. Then I'll flip those to flower to see, you know, the sense of them and keep some and knock out the others.
See, and
I try
and
to
that's
only do like 10, and then keep like 5 when I'm doing like a
so those were seeds that you were putting in the half solo cups, right?
uh, yeah. Those are seeds. I would germinate them first and then put them in, the solo cups once I got a tap root.
And
And
then as it grows, then you're back filling the soil, right?
yes, Yes, once it has like its first set of leaves, it's usually stretched up about a good 2 inches, maybe at that point.
And then you just cover it in, and you cover up those first couple of leaves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
and then I go up, yeah, just about to that leaf. And even at that point, then you'll have maybe what 3 finger leaves because you're about the third set, and then
Right.
you got the 5 finger leaves, which would be like the fourth set. So yeah, up up till that point is when it would be back filled up, and then I would go for more like uh, getting root growth in that solo cup before I transplant it into say a 1 gallon from a solo cup,
And
and
what you're doing there is
that's what I
you
go for flowers. The 1 gallon for flowers.
and are you tempted to stress them out really bad there in that solo cup just to see what they do?
Yeah, I mean I've done that with say the Platinum Marino. I'm on like Platinum Merino 10 through 20 right now.
Oh wow.
And I ended up having those in solo cups actually for a month and a half, stressing those out in solos before I put
Wow.
those in 1 gallons. And I'm flowering those in 1 gallons right now.
Wow. Wow. And that's something I'm trying to wrap my head around, and that's why I like talking to um, experts like yourself because I figured out a lot of things in my first attempt. So listening to guys like you and say, okay, because I never thought of you put it in the solo cup and you only fill it up halfway, and now I just put in some more dirt because now I'm gonna allow it to stretch even more in there. Because I've seen THC Garage, he'll show some plants and he's got you know 10 footers or something, and they're growing in a little 1 gallon pot or something. It's crazy, but
That
no,
is crazy. It is. I get
I mean,
flack for it because like they're almost like little wood sticks. They're just perfectly symmetrical and straight, and it's weird. Yeah, like I got it. Like my stems are like a foot tall, and then goes the canopy, which is about another 2 feet. So like
wow.
the platinum merinos I got right now, that I'm flowering out. Those are about 3 feet tall, just from the pot. So it's about 4 feet tall at the moment,
Damn.
which is
Well,
crazy. Yeah, I mean, I got to take that into consideration for sure.
yeah, you do.
Yeah,
Next.
I got like 6 feet of height, so I'm good for it a little bit, you know. That ain't bad for the canopy. About 2 feet for flower.
Okay. What?
Yeah, I'm just
Why?
flowering. I flower in a 4x5 with a Mars Hydro FC 6500, and that's usually what I do my breeding hunts and my pheno hunts is in that.
And what's the percentage on your light? I mean, a lot of guys they always ask about the percentages. I run mine. I would love to dial it up, but I run it to control the temperature in my tent mostly.
Yeah, with the Mars Hydro, I'm actually able to dial it. That's why I like those controllers. The other one I got a Horta Bloom, and those are only increments of 25. So like if I switch back and forth between each of them, I can only do about 25%. So I do that for veg, and then for stretch flower I do 50, and then mid flower I do 75% for that increment. So I'm not using full light.
Okay.
Just on
Yeah.
that light. I usually like going up maybe like 80% on that light. And even that FCE 6500, that's a 730 watt. So that I usually have it lower. That's maybe about 65%.
Yeah, because right now I'm running probably in the 70 percentile, pretty close.
Yeah. I
But
just like the flower. I just like having it like maybe 78 at max. I'm aiming for like 75 to 78, but maybe like up to 60 humidity. I'll range around like 55. Well, that's for flower. But for like the scratch and stuff, usually if you give it higher humidity and higher temp, like say like 83 and 63, they're definitely going to stack and grow. And that can really induce the scratch more. So if even if you keep it under an 80, you can help control that stretch during like when you're doing your pheno huntings. So that's one of the ways I control that is by the temperature and humidity. Um, yeah, so yeah, like throughout flower, I just try to decrease the temperature but increase the lighting.
Right.
That's my goal, and I usually get some really dense nugs, and even the ones that are covered, with nice uh, new generation seeds. Those are usually around that temp too. They're
So,
just kind
so,
of trying to have cooler temperatures in flower when I'm breeding, and
so
make
are you?
sure that the plants are watered too.
So we're starting off like 83 degrees, 63% humidity, and then we'll say
That's what I would
halfway.
like to aim for, but that's more seasonal. Like right now, I'd have to implement instruments like a humidifier to get the humidity up more.
Right.
So like in summer or even like late spring, early fall, that's usually when I get those target numbers for like vegging. So I try to keep that in my cycle too. I try to flower in the colder months of the
Right.
year and then do the breeding when it's warmer.
And
Like right
and could
now, I'm not doing any breeding. I'm just doing pheno hunting, and then I'm gonna be doing more breeding up in March when it gets a little bit warmer.
right. When you're in flower, how do you control the what temperatures and humidities are you looking for? Because I'm assuming you change them from the beginning, middle, and at the end. Maybe I'm a little I'm cooler and drier than the beginning. Is there any kind of
Yeah.
special? Um,
Usually right now, because in my basement, I just have this built room. I don't have tents. Like my basement's too small for
right.
tents. Just like a 3x3. So it's more just set up to its long room environment. Like right now, I'm looking at 75 for the temp and 47 for the humidity. And I'm in week 5, almost the flower. No, well, yeah, I'm past week 4. So I'm like day 32 of flower right
Okay.
now. So creeping up to week 5.
And I know these weren't anything we talked about, but so do you keep that? Do you try to keep it at 75 and 47 for the whole for
Yeah,
the whole?
I just try to maintain that. I think consistency, for a few weeks is nice. Usually I'll try and keep it cooler because I'll run the lights a little bit cooler. And then the house long area is usually about 70 degrees.
Oh, there you go.
So if I can get it down to about 72 in week 8, week 9 of flower, and push about 40, 45 for the ambient humidity, I'm not fighting for temperature or humidity. It's just natural, really.
Right.
So, uh, yeah, I just try to keep it low and slow. And I usually get some nice hard, dense nugs,
Oh,
nice frosty nugs too.
I
And
have
that
no doubt.
terpene does preserve them a little bit more too.
I have no doubt. Um, I have a question. I don't know if we've uh mentioned it, but why did you start breeding, and what motivated you to do so?
Oh, breeding. Okay, so I just get up. got up on the analogy of just, I think everyone who grows at home should at least breed their own seeds, just like any farmer. They cultivate their own crops and get their own beans. And that's what they end up doing. And like, that's what I feel like what the home grower does as well. So I just took that analogy with home, and um, it really started back then, 10 years ago, was an accidental breeding. Um, what was it? I had those three Afghani number ones, and one was a hermaphrodite. And that ended up happening in like week 3 of flower. And I had two other females, and that hermaphroditic pollen hit the other two females. And that's when it really first started and got my interest, because what's this? A hermaphrodite, a male, a female. It's like, I don't know what that is, right? Um, why is it dusting the plants? Like, and now I got female seeds that are, well, I would assume female seeds because if they're, it looked like it was coming out male with female pistils. So I think it would have a little bit of mix up both. But anything that through a hermaphroditic trait like that, I wouldn't use for breeding. But back then, just popping the seeds myself, they ended up being female, which was really interesting. And those seeds I kept to myself. That was like back in like 2017,
Right.
late 2016 is when I did that for the. But that was accidental. Now with the breeding today, I just got the influence from a lot of people that I see around in the community doing their own breeding too as well, and breeding fire with fire and just making it available for the community, no matter
Right.
what cost. I
Right.
figured that was my time to do it. So I wanted a regular pack because I've done female breeding with SPS spray, and that's very finicky on how you do it. You can at home make your own sprays. You can find somebody in the community that makes their own sprays. That works. But yeah, there's a technique. It's a way to finesse it for sure to make female seeds. So right now, I'm just starting with the regular seeds with a male and a female, and that's what I wanted to start it with, was like a real strong male to hit to all the cheaper cut female beans that I kept around, like the
Right.
cuts. So that was like my main goal. It was to find a good male to keep the lineage going with these keeper cuts, just in case if I ever lost, you know, that
And
was the main goal.
and,
I
and,
wanted
and
to
that's
breed is perseverance, just preserving, having good quality genetics that I like. That's
and that's what I've heard a lot from people is they got into it because of an accident, a hermaphrodite and boom, or um, there's a male and you didn't know it and poof, there now you pollinated stuff and then you get into it and it's almost like you're going back in time, to your high school days, and it's like now this is kind of this is real science. This is some botany going on here. Let's figure out how to do it. Let's see if I can take this tall plant and I'll mix it with this short plant, and let's see if we can come with something in between. And that, and then you start thinking to yourself, what are my terpenes? What am I trying to get? Like you're saying, let's take this fire and this fire, let's make, something huge, a volcano or something, some kind of huge strain. So I think it's all, I think it's human nature. Human nature, I think it is
yeah,
to expand and experiment.
yeah, that's what I ended up doing. Yeah, with that male was just gaining a nice stud. I had another male project too, which was a star dog in a Mac 1 cross. That was from Heisman Beans. Real great dude. I got to know him through the forums back in the day. So all the genetics that he gets, I trust where he gets it because he gets verified genetics.
Right.
So that's one of them too. Is making sure you know what your genetics are and where they're coming from. Making sure that they're legit. Making sure that they're sourced, correctly and properly.
Now,
So yeah, I hunted down a male, and from there, I just wanted to make sure I had the most vigorous, the most stinky, the most stacked male that I could possibly get. I just dumped the pollen. So I kept 3 males. I had 2 males of this Texas cow. That's a star dog, a Kate Upton female,
there you go.
which from Green Dot Labs, Boulder, Colorado. They hunted out a star dog male, and that's what was used against a shoreline OG, which is Texas shoreline. Texas shoreline is that's the Texas shoreline OG. Texas shoreline is the 80s heirloom skunk. That's what was used and crossed with Cali Connections Deadhead OG, which is 91 count and SFB OG. So, we're talking about some strong lineage, nice structure, really put down the frost and the tank and the smell. So
All right.
that's the contending male that I went with was a Texas cow. I also had the Star Dog, 91 count, SFVOG, just had all that good dang skunky fuel smells, that we all look for. Or, that's all nostalgic from back in the day.
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
That's what I really, really wanted with that male. Something that, I could put my name,
So,
help put my name behind and use. So that's what I did. I used his Texas Cow male. I actually ended up furthering the process and making an F2 of the cultivar, as well as making other F1 regular photo periods. Just keeping the lineage going.
and I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's an
I was
important.
going to.
Oh, go
Sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Deb.
Well, I was going to say that this male, if it wasn't even on the market, I really had to dig deep to the community and find something that was really a contender, I guess you would say, to breeding with. And so I had to outsource these beans, and I was fortunate enough to find them because I wanted those lineage, that skunk, that town, that kush,
Yeah.
So it wasn't really hard to find. I mean, it was, I don't know, after looking, it took like a week or so to find it. I got it. Thank goodness. I only had to reach out to about 3 people, but I was able to get that cultivar to use.
And,
Shout out to them.
and did you say what you were crossing that with, that male?
Okay, so
Or is it
with the count, I always kept 5 females, right? That I kept cloning. So that's another thing I've been doing besides starting
Hey,
breeding was cloning.
Hey, Dab, I think
Yeah.
they're having problems with your sound.
We can hear you, but it's,
They can hear you. But what when
they think you might be too close to the mic, maybe? Someone said?
they think you might be too close to the mic. I hear you
Oh,
fine.
okay. Sorry, I'm just going off like my notes and taking
Oh
more
no, no.
notes.
Oh no, that's great.
Okay.
Oh no, but what is you were explaining it there, and I had written down, why did you cross these particular strains? And it sounds like you were leading to a reason because of you talked about the male, and that's why I was kind of wondering about the female and
Okay,
finding out
so
what
with,
she brings to the table.
with the Texas Chem male, I wanted to find because that's really skunky, terpy, and all that. So that's what I locked down for my contender male to use. So with as far as the female, with my count, I was putting my 5 in the flower, all my keeper cuts. I had a strawberry cough cut that I kept around for a while. And then also this purple Mac. This was a purple punch and Mac 1 cross of film seed that I kept as a clone. And then also I can spot my cherry. I had that one as well, a female that I hunted from a reg pack. And then Grand Prix, that's from Lit Farms. That's E85 runs and Brandy Candy. That's what I used in my rotation as far as the flavors that I like, which are like loud. I like some candy. I like the cherry. I like the blueberry. So that's what I was mainly doing, was feeding that male to all my keeper cuts. And that's what made the strawberry cough, the cerulean chem, the Grand National Kush, the Texas Chem F2. What else? I made a Star Mac BLG, which is, yeah, the Texas Chem cross to another remnant Star Dog, the same one with Mac 1. So it was like a double Star Dog. Yeah, I made like initially those 7. I had 7 of them, 5 and then 2 because I was looking for new flavors. Um, Other than that, I was doing a Gato Inferno run for Seedleys that was with Heisen beans.
Heisel
And
beans.
with him, I did another 6 rounds of Gato Inferno crosses. And one was like a Platinum Inferno, which is Platinum Lemon Cherry Gelato Gato Inferno. I did a Chimera 3. I did an S1 of the PLCG.
Damn, that,
Yeah. What else? An apple fritter Dante Inferno.
oh, I like
So
apple.
I did all these initial crosses, and that's just what I initially did for my first round of beans about a year ago. Was with that male and with my keeper cuts, and I still have a nice stockpile of all those to
Oh, damn.
further generate more, more beans.
And a quick
And that was the
question.
first beans. Yeah.
A quick question
Shoot.
on your strains and stuff. Once you create a strain and everything, and earlier you talked about, and I know it wasn't on anything we talked about, but it popped into my head because when I get my seeds and I plant those and I'm kind of hunting around, I'm gonna take and I'm gonna send some of my flower off and I'm gonna get it tested to see, you know, all the levels and stuff. Do you do that or
I
do you not?
haven't done it yet. It's available and it's around. It's through Rimrock. Um, Not with my own cultivars yet. We're still new to the process. It's only been a
Okay.
year since these cultivars, so I'm still getting feedback on some. Other than that, I'm flowering out some right now, and I would definitely would like to get like a COA on it and figure out these terpenes and the percentages and contents of what's inside these cultivars that I made.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I was going to do it early is because I just wanted to see it and say, okay, what am I looking for? And I'm gonna I'll say, okay, this cultivar, this is what it was. So this is where I want to aim towards or something. So yeah, I just wanted to get your opinion on that because
I
yeah,
definitely want to do it. I think it's nice to have, and I, I think it's a nice idea because people, like you're asking about it. That could be 100 people asking. That could be 1,000 people asking about that golden art. You got an analysis on it, so I think that's really good and proper to have, especially if you're going to do some grading and having it to the public. That's Yeah, that's definitely on the schedule, especially
yeah,
with the cultivars I got running now. I just been focused on doing the breeding.
yeah.
I've done about 3 different projects throughout the year.
And that's where I'll be. Is it'll be that, and because it costs. I think this place here in Arizona is like $100 a sample. So it's like, okay, here's however big a sample is, but I've got 10 plants or whatever. So yeah, so it had to be a timing kind of deal. But
You can really imagine doing the farmer Freeman. I know he does discounts and for like sexting and doing those kind of tests. As far as having like a bud analysis, oh man, I'm gonna do that at some point. Coming up this upcoming harvest, I'll be doing a few cultivars that I made. Um, like when I got the white cherry Marino, and then I got the platinum Marino. I got those in flower right now, and thinking about entering those in a cup.
oh, there you go.
Gonna put those to a side because we're able to send in a few samples. So I'm going to do one of that. I wanted the platinum Marino in the contest for this Grow Cup. So I'm going to be harvesting that maybe in like 6 weeks while the contest is in May, early May. So I'll be able to, cheer it, try it, get a sample for analysis so I can have that ready. So when we go to present, these cultivars for these cups, it's happening around 420, happening around in May and in June. I can
Good luck.
have them ready.
Good luck with that.
Awesome. Thank you. It's awesome that you mentioned that because, yeah, I wanted to bring that up too about getting them tested, getting a COA on some of your flower production. See, like where you're at terpene wise, so you can add it, into the information on your cultivar, because it's just more science, I guess. It's just more detail, that people want to know about. Because
I
people are
think,
curious.
and it's a map. I think it's a map. I'm going to treat it like a map to lead me to, which one I'm really attempting to get to. If I can get it a little, if I can work out the money part of it, but because
Yes.
I was at BizCon and they had this portable tester, and I thought, hey, that'd be cool. How much is it? And he said $10,000, and then we just kept on walking because I'd love to have it because it tells you everything. The profene, the terpene profiles, the THC, TCA, all that. But right there, I could have got it for 10,000. I got home, looked it up, and they're like 20 something. I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
I'll pay
Lord.
the $100 and have some guy do it.
Yeah, it's like $25 a test. And say with a sample, all you really need is like a gram. And then they do it on site because they have the test there. And
Yep.
shout out to the local grow shop, Next Level. That's where we're hooked up through to do these tests. They got all the rim rack tests there, so they can do it on site, which is real nice.
Well, heck, and you know what? They may have something just like what this dude had because some guy walked in there and he pulled a bag out of his pocket. Guy took it, crumbled up a bud in this little bowl, put it on there, and boom. About a minute later, it was done, and it told him
Yeah,
everything.
that's how it is.
Yeah,
And it's crazy to think all the different analysis points that they have within that test. You know, like the terpenes, the cannabinoid, profiles,
yeah,
and the percentages.
yeah. And I think it's important if you're looking to. It's important for me if I'm looking um to do it. Now, if I'm just looking to breed and hand out seeds, maybe not. But I think it's important. I'm glad you think the same thing because a lot of
I
people
do. I do.
because a lot of people don't. But I had a question here. Kind of could you kind of explain your process? I know we talked a little bit about how okay you found your male and you've got your females over here. Can you kind of go into I've got this room over here for because like myself, I've got a tent right here in this room, and that's where I'm doing my breeding, and then way out in the garage, that's where my other tents are. Um, so do you do something like that, or what is kind of
Um,
your process? And
I
and
could. Yeah.
do
Like,
you put the male in with the females, or do you paint it? I'm sorry.
no, okay. So as far as like having the males with the females, yes. With finding the male, I ended up finding that they were the male. So I originally had the three males to choose from. So I chose that one Texas cow. Um, and then I allowed that into my 4x5 to dust my keeper phenoms. And then I had a few of those Dante crosses in 1 gallons I was testing out. So I induced the male. I flipped them at the same time. That's when I ended up finding the male. And it was actually like a couple days before. 'Cause I knew it was male because it was showing the signs. It just had like a little stigma with like a little, I looked like a little spade, right? And from, growing, I could definitely tell a male from a female. And then as like it progressed those few days, I put that in the 12-12. That's what I already had going on from another round. I was just finishing up because I was starting on that new round when I was finishing up. So I threw that in there a few days prior. And then from there, it just validated that it was a male. And then I flipped my Lights Flower on that Sunday and induced that male in there with it. Um, those three males, right before they started dumping the pollen, because it was about like 2 weeks. That's when I finally decided which one was like really stretchy, which one was like medium size, or even which one just like didn't do much of anything. And that was the Mac Dog male that I had. So I wasn't going with that. So besides the other two Texas count males, I chose the one that was slightly bigger. The internodal spacing on it was, man, yeah, it was basically almost like every inch going up the cola. So that's the one I ended up keeping. And then I took those other two males out and kept that with the females. And I kept that up to week 7 of flower. And then I didn't have anything else flowering that time because I was only doing a new round of veg. So I just went gun ho on the breeding at that point. Selected that male, the Texas count, and hit it to my keeper cuts and then the new Tante Inferno crosses that were females. And that's how I ended up doing the first set of crosses. And yeah, that was the first goal. as time went, my other goal was to, hunt some of those packs out and to find a male, my own male to use to breed with, and take a breeder cut female that I grew out and hunt it and do dad packs breeding all in itself. And that was, the next phase was finding my own male and finding more phenos and keepers throughout my own dad packs. Sorry, Jeff, I think you
Oh,
cut out.
yeah,
Oh,
my
there
mic
you
was
are.
muted. Yeah,
Okay,
my mic was muted because I didn't want to interrupt you.
you're
Now I
fine.
forgot what my question was. Oh, do you keep that mail, or once you're done, you just keep the pollen and
The original male, I did not keep. I did keep the pollen. I still got pollen, and it's in the freezer now. But it's been over a year, so the viability of it went way down.
right?
But today, as the male that I keep around, I do. I have it. Call it my. It's like my baby daddy. I guess like guys have mom plants. I
Right.
keep my male that I bring myself. I kept that in a clone, and I got two of them.
So that's how, because I was gonna ask if you could explain how you keep that, because I know if I got a mother plant, I just throw it in there and I hack away at it and keep it in veg. But with the
Um,
male, you're cloning, let it grow, clone it again, and you just keep cloning.
yeah. So as far as wanting my own male, I wanted something that was prevalent today, something like on the candy wave ish too, along with that old school skunk. So I ended up having two males. I did two separate breeding projects. I did separate different times with that. And my first male that I used was a platinum lemon cherry gelato.
Mm,
It was a Tennessee cut. That's from Tennessee. The infamous platinum lemon cherry gelato cut that they found. Um, Kaizen Beans, he ended up working that cut, and S1 did. And I used that as one of my females in the garden around that point with the
right.
Dantes. And yeah, I hit the Texas Chem with it and created the Platinum Texas Chem Gelato. And that was an F1 pack that I ran. So I had a female and I ended up having a male. And I did more breeding. I have two the Platinum Texas Chem Gelato. So now I have my own male in my own line, and I have two to
Okay.
and
Yeah.
created more crosses with that, with more creations of mine, I guess you could say.
And see, that's good because that's something that I wanted to ask, because that's something that.
I don't have that one. I
Oh,
don't have
I'm
that
sorry.
one. I was going to say I don't have that male, but the male that I breed with now, that is a platinum lemon cherry gelato Dante Inferno, and that is crossed to the Texas Cow. So I call that platinum Texas Cow Inferno. I just took the two names, put them together in homage of the PLCG and the Dante Inferno and the Texas Cow. So that's just platinum Texas Cow Inferno.
Right,
And that's the
because
male I use now, which was actually my second breeding male.
that's
And I
that's
keep that one
what I'm going
around.
to try to find is once I can find a super team, you know, then that's the way I'd like to try to work it myself. But I'm an old man. I'm not a young man like you. I got this many years to do it, so we're gonna speed things up.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, I've done a lot in a year, and I just dedicated it to just creating, just getting some stockpile, especially with the BS that's coming up nowadays, with next November coming up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So, I lock down what I kind of have now, but I'm definitely going to be doing another all out coming soon. So,
and I think you're right. I mean, I don't want to get too political or nothing because I don't watch. I'll be honest. I don't watch TV. I don't
me
I don't
neither.
look at the news anymore. I spend all my time right here talking to people on YouTube. But I think, and because I don't understand what's going on too much, but I think if you're looking at breeding, now is a good time to do it because I think you've hit on a spot there where, well, what if all of a
Yeah,
sudden tomorrow I can't buy seeds, or you know, how are you going to keep with your medicine or your hobbies? How are you going to keep up with that? I'm you're totally right.
yeah, I think it's important, especially if you're growing and if you're going regs and you want to breed. I think it's important. If you're a home grower and you got the space, just do it. You know, I encourage it for sure.
And,
That's what I did. And, the people before me with the genetics, they encourage it as well, so it's just that positive train that keeps on going, keeps on chugging, especially with a great community. It's the positive one is the one that we have now. It's
right.
just, we all can do it. And I just want to provide fire for the community, just like what we got going on now. I'm sick of seeing all my friends wasting their money on BS and
Right.
me waste money on BS. When already, me and a few other people, we got it figured out, and we just want to spread that love and that knowledge of what's good and kind of stewardship, of what's good weed and, viableness and
And, that,
consistency within the bees,
and that's what's
you know.
important, especially within the community is like you said, consistency. I mean, I think it's more consistent. What you grow, heck, what I grow is probably more
Yeah,
consistent than what you're going to go down and purchase. I can guarantee you. I mean, I'm not as good a grower as a lot of people out there, but I'll guarantee you the stuff I grow is 10 times better than the stuff downtown. I mean,
I did. I
I
already
mean,
know it.
and,
Amen to that.
and
Amen.
anybody out there in the chat, you can say the same thing. I mean, you could have that plant in a solo cup right here in the back window, and it's going to produce better than what you're probably going to get down there because it's done with
Yes,
love.
I agreed. Agreed. Like this stuff's so foul. Like I have some in my pocket and I forgot about it, and the boss smelt it and he told me to put that in my car right away. Yeah, the 91 cherries OG. So if anyone's growing that, just be cautious.
Yeah, yeah.
There is one.
And see, that's stuff to be proud of. I mean,
It
um,
is.
we'll get back to questions here pretty soon, but like in
Sure.
the summertime when I walk outside, I mean, the wind is always blowing out here, and it'll blow up, and you're like, we're flowering now. We're going to town because and there's big spaces between the houses, but I know the neighbors can smell it because the stuff I grow out there it gets pretty loud. It's I like and I do it on
Oh, I
purpose.
bet. I bet.
I do it on purpose.
I'm here. I'm kind of nose blind to it, so I don't even know if anyone grows. But I do know my neighbors. We're all property owners, and we all look out for each other.
Right.
So as far as the community on YouTube, we're a community ourselves out here, and that's important too. It's your community of where you live,
Right.
and
This
and knowing your neighbors too, especially if you can, right? I encourage that too, especially if you're growing, and because some people don't apply to it, and I'm just blessed to know that my neighbors are of a younger generation, and they're sustained,
And,
you
and
know, a plan. So
that's an important part.
it's normal. We're trying to normalize it around here, you know. So it's a good feeling because I
It's an
do hang
important
out
point.
around a lot of old heads, and some of them are still stuck in a reefer madness state,
Yeah.
and these are people that I love, and I just try to stay patient with them and try and educate them from my standpoint of how beneficial it really is. You know, how coming off like a prick or condescending, you know,
Right.
it's
Right.
just more understanding than anything,
Because you make a
you
good
know.
point about uh, your neighbors, and you got to be respectful because
Yeah.
you want them to respect you, so you got to be respectful there. And then you
'Cause I,
also make a good point of, there are still people out there that'll call it wacky tobacco because they're from
yeah,
the 70s
Cheech and
still.
Chong car.
Right there.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Up in smoke. Now, don't get me wrong. I love those videos. I love those, but yeah,
And it's mixed. It's mixed sometimes though. I get a lot of compliments if I'm wearing swag, you know, or something with the leaf on it. And you know, if usually the demographic is around like, you know, up to about 70. Sometimes I get some good compliments, but most of the times, you know, they're negative. But we just try to stay positive and
yeah.
and just preach the good medicine on those because they'll be in need. Because I've had plenty of people come up, you know, asking what I know to help them benefit their needs for what works for them, and they know it's already cannabis. They just want to have that peace of mind of growing because it's more than just smoking, you know. Like there's people that don't smoke but grow because they enjoy growing, you know. So being able to enjoy the product, enjoy the sense of knowing that it works, and then now being able to enjoy growing it, it just like makes life all that much better. And then makes your wallet that much happier and your, you know, maybe your, you know, significant other happier as well, you know.
Right.
So
And you mentioned something there. People just like growing it. Like me, half of the. I mean, I like to grow it, and then I don't mind chopping it down and start growing again. Because I like to grow it. My sister, I mean, she grows a lot of it. She does a lot of pressing, a lot of hash, but she doesn't consume anything. She doesn't drink. She doesn't consume. Her partner's pretty wild, but she does all that, and she doesn't do any of it. So you have people like that out there, just like you're saying.
yeah, California sober, you know, they're just sober. Or even once we're addicted to like opiates, you know, like or whatnot, you know. Um, just like out here, they have a program. It's called the OAPP, an opiate alternative patient program here in Illinois, and that's a great way to get your medical card to start growing cannabis if you came from like that neck of the woods. I didn't come from that neck of the woods, but I know plenty of friends that have, and they took that path, and they're medical cannabis growers now and drop the opiates. You know, um, what is it? Up with hope, down with dope.
There you
So
go. Because if you think about it and you look around, you know, I used to have a big alcohol problem, and I could tell you when you're a big drinker. Of course, at the end it was I just drink a lot. But when I was younger, you get 10 foot tall and bulletproof, and you want to fight everybody. Whereas,
oh
if
yeah,
I'm doing a dab or you know a bowl or something, I'm looking for potato chips or something. I'm not. I don't want to fight nobody. You know, I mean that's the thing that they don't really get. Yeah, because it's. I just want to be peaceful and hang out.
yeah, just a little peace of mind. Yeah, and then yeah, being able to grow at home and just having that peace of mind, knowing that you got some good waiting for you at home,
Yeah.
especially
And
after a long day, dude, of just putting in work. Because it just seems like everyone's just out there putting in the work nowadays, for their families to provide and then for themselves, and then come home. Some people work 12-hour days like me, some 8-hour days, and then, they got their family and come home to grow.
yeah,
And it's just, I think that's nice. I think that's why people should grow, at home if you don't already. If you're here just trying to get up on knowledge because you are a beginner, it is a nice
yep.
place to start to learn. It's, within people in this community. Here we're growing old. Um, yeah, it's just, I have that peace of mind and knowing that I can grow at home and grow fire and know that it's good and reap the benefits of its rewards, medicinally, and mindfully. It's just tenfold.
And you mentioned getting off of opiates and stuff.
Yeah,
The
that's
program there, and people that are on opiates can get their card, and that can lead them into growing. I mean, that's a great avenue. I think I couldn't prove it medically or nothing, but I can just go by my own experience with alcohol, and then I take these these other medications that the VA gives me that I've stopped taking because the cannabis helps me better, because sometimes that other stuff turns me I mean, the doctor prescribes it and it just turns me into something I'm not, and I don't like it. So this gives, like you say there, I got my card, I can grow it, and I can turn away from those opioids, and then eventually, get off them, because I can only imagine how hard it is to get off of those.
and it's just patience. It's just one day at a time. Just like growing, it's patience. Wean off of it one day at a time. Just even like nicotine, smoking cigarettes. I haven't had a cigarette in 7 years. And
Oh no, that's
just winging off of it. And just taking it one day at a time. Just knowing that there's something better out there, or even financial wise, it's just better for your health. Especially me, I'm hitting 40. I'm gonna be turning 40 soon. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep my health up there in certain areas as far as smoking. And I don't vape either. I just smoke weed.
yeah. I just had a birthday and it wasn't 40, but
Happy birthday, man.
Born when you turn 40.
no, you weren't even born when I turned 40, probably. Yeah. Wait a minute.
I know.
Hey, I was gonna hit on something and then I forgot it, but it had to do with what you were just talking about there. Crap. I'm sorry. Keep going, man. I'll
It's all
think of
good.
I'll think
Yeah,
of
so yeah, I was talking about how they have that program. That's another way to get in. And it's just good to see fellow people, turn from there into some nice organic medicine, healthier medicine, whether if you vape it or use it as an edible or even, consume it, by rolling it up. Yeah, it's definitely a better choice than that. And that's one of the other benefits of growing your own and then getting that knowledge and the experience of growing, all type of beans, whether it's regular photo period stems, uh, uh, photo period regulars, the auto reds, whatever you're accustomed to, you know. I think it's good to outreach to see what you find is right in your garden. Like me, I'm not uh, using like autoflowers in my regimen as far as just using and grading just for regular photo periods. So that's why I'm keeping in rotation in my gardens for those. And that's my niche. And I grow in cocoa now, cocoa perlite. I like taking a bag of cocoa and a bag of cocoa perlite and mixing that together. That's my go-to. And then using dry amendments. Down to earth, I
Wow.
use Roots Organic. Yeah, yeah, I like using cocoa perlite. I use supercharged biochar, so it's already charged, so it doesn't have the nutrients, and it's microbial heavy, and it's derived from soybean meal and wood castings. So, it all comes from good implements.
Right.
And there's also glacial rock dust in the biochar. That's one of the main ingredients. I don't use worm castings no more. I took that out. Um, Also, I like using recharge and tap water. That's what I use for my breeding for at home. That's my regimen. So from that, um, that's when I started doing my breeding with the original Texas Calm because I wanted to grow my own. And I evolved to that stage. So onto the next chapter of that, I wanted to have my own male. And that male was something that I wanted that had the Texas Calm, but also have the frost. So that was that platinum lemon cherry gelato, but also the platinum Texas Calm Inferno. So the second release that I did with the male that I bred, I took a 91 cherries OG I made, which is I can seeds pop my cherry in Texas Calm. I took that female that I found and I've made the 91 Cherries Platinum Edition. So I ended up starting a Platinum series line, which involved the 91 Cherries OG, Texan Glorilla, which is Stardog and Gorilla Glue 4. So I had that with the Platinum Lemon Cherry Gelato, Texas Count. And then another one I bred called OJ Skunk. And that is what I was growing at that point of time to make the second male and the second batch of my own bred male and my own bred female. So that was another future goal. So I ended up marking that one for the books, right? For for breeding. And from moving on from there, I ended up growing the Platinum Lemon Cherry Gelato Dante Inferno cross that I made with the Texas Cow. And from there, I grew that out and I had a female and a male. And I just wanted to go ahead and use that male because it was a little bit more beefed up with the Dante. And I mean, like, it was just like my last male, but like on steroids. So,
Oh man.
man, I decided to keep that one in rotation and make more crosses of my keeper cuts in the next round. So as far as like the feature breeding and the breeding I've done now, I made F1s with my Platinum Texas Calm Inferno, and I crossed it with my Grand Prix cut from Lit Farms, the Holy Moly Donut Shop from Dead by Dawn Genetics, and I got this awesome cut of that. And yeah, and what else did I make? The Pop My Cherry cross with ICANN. I did another collab with them, and that is with the White Cherry Marino, which is my Platinum Texas Calm Inferno male, to my cut of his Pop My Cherry, which is no longer in stock. That one's been extinct. So I'm glad I keep that cut around as well as the lineage going. So yeah, I took my male that I really wanted, and I did another breeding project to preserve the genetics even further.
Oh, heck yeah.
That brings me up to basically at the end of 2025 now. Now with Save the Breeding from starting 2024 till now.
It's because like Sheba, she's got the Seven Deadly Sins series, and you've got the Platinum series, and I got some stuff in here like um new strains coming out. Um, do you have anything? What do you have a new line coming out other than the
And
Platinum series? What
yeah,
else you got coming out?
okay, so I found another male within my line. It's with my the male I was just talking about, and the Holy Moly Donut Shop. That's called the Holy Moly Marino out of Hawaii. So I ended up hunting that out. I just did 10 beans. I had none survive. I had 3 males and 6 females. So at that point of breeding, I took the best male, and it was growing with the females. And right to the point of it wanting to dump its pollen is when I eliminated that male. So I took that male out about, I'd say, week 2 since the flip, and then ended up having the Holy Moly Merino male pollinate 6 Holy Moly Merino females, all different females. Because we're going
Oh
from an
wow,
F1 to an F2 now,
right.
which opens up the gene pool and the diversity within the genetics. So I ended up narrowing down that male. I took the 6 females and I used that 1 male to make the F2s. And I divided those by phenotypes. So the F2s that are out are, I bumped it up to 35 phenotypes per box.
Wow.
So that box was 35 phenotypes of the Holy Moly Merino F2. And that's for all the pheno hunters out there. I gotta keep it up. I don't mess up. I'm
That'll give
sorry.
him some. That'll
Yeah,
give him
so
something to look for.
that is for making the F2s of the Holy Moly Merinos. I just separated them out and included 5 phenos of each cultivar of the F2 from each clone. Well, not clone, from each seed. So I had 6 phenotypes, 6 females. That was that breeding. That's what I had coming up. That's what's released now. And that does involve the platinum, but that also involves Dead by Dawn genetics as well. So a little collaborative effort through that. And yeah, I picked a male and I made a tester program as well because I had some other cultivars I was running as well, like my Platinum Marino, the Cerulean Chem, and the Grand Prix S1 I worked on before. So I ended up having that as a tester. So that's all what's new. But outside the platinum, I did another collaboration with a fellow grower out in California.
Oh, there
His
you go.
and breeder, his name is What's Up Buds. A lot of people in the community know him.
And
I'm, I'm working on a line right now. It's none of it's being released. It's just being that I pop the seeds, and I'm doing a pheno hunt on it right now. I don't have a name for it now, but what I call it the Illinois ether. That's just temporary. That's just what I call it. It's an East Coast sour diesel oil spill cross to the Texas Count female cut that I used for breeding. That is the new one that I have that will be coming up, but that's in a few months. And this is all old school genetics, nothing new school about it. We're just trying to bump up that gas, bump up that sour, bump up that stuff, bump up that loudness. That's the new stuff that I'm working on right now. Only a few people know about it, and
And,
now the world knows about it.
and when did you
So,
say it was all going to come out?
oh, that's not going to be for a few months.
Okay.
But everything I just dropped right now that's new is the Holy Moly Marino F2. And I got a collector's case of that and a pheno hunter's box. So one has 12 phenos while the other has 35 phenos plus to hunt through, all separated and categorized for the home grower.
There you go. Hey, and when do you have we?
That's what I want and doing right now. I'm pheno hunting all that. So that's the process right now.
No, that's good. And we've and everybody we got Deb's um info pinned at the top, so you can just jump up there, sub up, and then head over there because then you can head to his Instagram, and I'm sure somewhere's over there he's probably got a web page. So if you go hunting around over there, I'm thinking you're going to find.
You might want to explain why we can't pin his
Oh,
webpage.
we can't pin his we can't pin his web page because YouTube. I don't know. I don't trust YouTube.
I went on either. Not in that aspect.
But we've got his info out there, so you can get to his YouTube. And is his Instagram up there or
He has Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah,
Instagram and everything's up there? So
I was online too. People hit me up on that. That's the business number. It goes direct to me. That's another way if I don't reach people through Instagram. Yeah, I got some close buddies, man. There's got I think about 20 people on the hotline that we're close knit. People that we text chat through, and for other people, it's free, right? It's my time with the community. I value. I want nothing more than just to spread the word if I can, you know. So something like that, there's people on a personal level that don't use Instagram, that just use email, or they just use a phone, and that's why I open up all avenues. So
right.
it's really not hard to reach me if somebody's looking.
Yeah, it's the same. You can reach Wendy any of those directions. Me, it's text or an email. But I am on WhatsApp. So
What's that? Oh, that's cool.
That's something big for me. But because you mentioned something, and I'm going to mention it because
Sure.
you keep mentioning collaboration, and I think that's a thing that people need to really concentrate on. And that's something that we're trying to do. I'm collaborating with like THC Garage and Jack in the Green Talk to work some magic for myself. But the key is when you're saying collaboration, it's important for us to collaborate with others within the community, I think, just to bring strength to that. And then your genetics and these genetics together can create, like you say, fire. So, and then that's all going back into the community. So, yeah, that's a good thing.
I just love it, man. I've been getting some good feedback from the community, especially the people growing the dab packs, man. Shout out to Adirondack Ground. He's been doing some outdoor growing. We got Pizza Steve, Lizard Ninja. A lot of people growing indoor, outdoor, growing strawberry cob, 91 cherries OG, Texas Comeback 2, Cerulean Chem. We got Kratos Bros, got a lot of great growers out there helping me, grow. Because, it's doing a lot and then restrictions. I can only do so much. And,
Right.
big ups to them and helping and getting some good pictures and feedbacks. And, uh, you know, and that just all helps out the community all in one, too. Just the feedback that I've been getting, too. And the diversity from everybody's grow. Because everyone's environment is different. And, yeah, Stoke Smoke, man, he just ran a Grand Marino, which is my male, the Platinum Texas
Right.
Caminero, across to the cut that I hunted out from Grand Prix. Uh, that's from Lit Farms, man, dude. That was a beautiful nug. We got that up on the Discord. We're doing a photo of the month. He's
Oh
winning with
wow.
that. Yeah, because we're putting together a calendar for 2027. A dad pass calendar for dad pamperos. And the stuff that we got coming and everyone's showing in the community, the dad packs is just fire. And I just wanted to share that and shine some light on that because that it's not a one man gig. It's I just had to put that out there and give credit where credit's due to everybody
Right.
helping and collaborating in that effort. Just not even the big names, like I said, I did that collab with Paycan. He's huge out there. Just trying to have a good sense for everyone that's close to me because these are people that are close to me, and those are the people I work with, and I'm meeting the people every day, and we're collaborating in those ways. And man, dude,
Yeah. Because
I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be with an awesome community. So it's big ups to them too, because
and that's
that's
what
all in collaboration.
and that's the way we feel here is the community and the feelings and the fact that people deserve credit for what they do. I mean, if 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 I'm running something and I'm going to breed it together and it's your genetics, then by golly, I'm going to give you credit, you know,
Yeah,
because
that's awesome.
it's
I'm cool.
because it's yours and you made it, and that's just I think that's just the um, I think it's just an unwritten kind of courtesy slash policy kind of deal to me. Now I've got two questions left, Dab, and then we'll see if anybody wants to ask some questions out there, unless you need a break or something.
Do you want to we can take a smoke break if you want.
It's
I
it,
don't know how long we've been going. Or like 40
we're
minutes?
gonna go about an hour and a half.
Well, crazy. I know I've probably been a chatty cat being
No, no,
sidetracked a little
no.
bit.
A-
I
And I
probably
don't.
do need a Medicaid if it's been an hour and
Okay.
a half.
Then
Do you
what I'm
want to
going
take a
to do
break
is
for a minute?
I'm just going to go ahead and I'll just put up this media asset. And if you don't mind chatting a little bit, then
Sure.
we'll be good because I'll just put this up. Let's go with this. Whoops.
Oh, the smoking land.
There it is. And now we're good.
Okay.
I just want to say I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for allowing me on here, interviewing me. Like, I'm humbled, dude. Like, it means the world.
Oh heck no.
I haven't, I haven't done much interviews, you know, lately. I think the last one I've done was like 2021, maybe. And then going on Dr. Danknugs and co-hosting with him. I thought that was pretty fun. Big ups to Dr. Danknugs to him,
There you
hosting
go.
his Monday night shows.
Okay. Now I'll tell you, Dab, I'm gonna step out for just 1 second. So it's your show, man.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? I think I will be
So
able to
we'll
read
leave
the
the
chat.
smoking lamp up.
Sure. If anyone's in the chat, I got it going. I think it's live right now. It might be backlogged on the feed though, but what y'all smoking out there? I see Scotty 420. Big up to Scotty. He's a big supporter of the Dad Packs. He's also an affiliate. Big ups to you. He holds his card games every Wednesday. Shout out to Scotty 420. Dave Zoom. Always great to see you. It's first smoke of the day, family, right there. Cheers, Swordna. It's good seeing you, my friend. Appreciate everyone coming out today. Yes, sir. Frank Hard, nice to see you. Here you got some breeding going on yourself. It's good to see that. Good quality cannabis. Great to see you. Sir. All his card games. Got Dad Pants, got Colton Gin, Big Summit, got some other big names over there. Shout out to everyone in the broadcast community as well. See if I'm moving my mic. Cheers. I got some garlic OG that I'm smoking on. What are y'all smoking on?
Boy, thank you, Dab.
There we go. Yeah, of course. I know some of us might need a break. I just sound like my little like chilling back over there.
And just let me know when you're ready, and I'll remove the smoking lamp.
Sure. Ready, Freddy.
Let's see. Oh, now I got to find it. Let's see.
Open
There
up,
we go.
open up my notes. See, here, let me see the chat. Let's see, I got you up here, and I got the chat right here. I got my wireless mic. I got the wireless mic right here.
We're going to town now. I would say we got maybe another
Down
30 minutes.
there.
And I've only got
Sure.
2 questions. And then again, we'll jump off into the chat and stuff. But real quick, now I got to remember which ones they were. It's written down to tell us a little bit about your channel, your social media sites, and what content you upload. And I think I asked that because we all know Dab the breeder, and we all look for the genetics and stuff, but there's a whole lot more in there. And then after that, what advice would you give a new grower or breeder? But
All right. We'll see. Yeah, with that, with my channel, I would say, yeah, some of it's exclusive to Dap Packs, that's just the brand. But the IG, I got some old stuff on there mixed with like reptiles, because I like reptiles. I got turtles. I got box turtles, just like levels.
yeah,
Levels
yeah.
have these turtles. So
I love
I give them nice turtle, and yeah, I shared some of that on there. I like skateboarding, but don't do much of it. So I just stick to doing some fingerboarding. So I got some like little setups. So I do that. I got some old videos of like skateboarding, stuff like that. Also, like, let's see, today I like sharing some stuff like, what was I doing? Like before here, I was taking out the starter to my car.
Oh, there you
So
go.
I successfully took the starter out and put it in and got the car back and running all in 2.5 hours.
Damn, that's pretty
Even
good.
though it's like I got a garage too, so I mean, working on my car, I like doing that. So I did that. I fixed my car in a couple hours. I took the starter out. I I posted it to a few friends that I was doing some car work, and I was on Discord a little bit because I like doing in real life hangouts. So I'm on Discord too, and I was doing that on there. Um, so yeah, as far as the hobbies, just that. Um, as far as yeah, personal level, yeah, I mean, I used to have I have like a Twitter, but that has like growing on there too. It has some of my videos of hanging out with my turtle, and then some of my silver. 'Cause I like to collect silver. I show some of that. Well, that's just one of my other little hobbies people don't know about
Right.
me, especially with the price of silver going up. I was collecting at like $18 a troy ounce, and it's up to over $90 a troy ounce
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I tend to look at that, keep that. Um, as far as the channel, I don't got much of that on my channel. That's just more on a personal note. Um, my YouTube, I was doing grows. I just got faded into it. I'm not saying like burnt out from making my videos, but I was doing content and then just getting wrapped up. I work a lot of hours. Half my life I spend working,
Right.
for a job. And then my other half is home life and everything that's evolved around that. So, I get in where I fit in, and the channel's been lacking a little bit. I've been focusing on, the breeding and
Right.
pumping them out and trying to reach as many people as I can. We're global, we're worldwide, so I got friends in many places, and they're running dad pads. And other than that, we've got to have what you call like a camaraderie. We've got to know one another, our styles and similarities and what brings us together. And as far as like that's what I have in my content and on my channel is just reaching out to the community with the fire, letting them know the fire is here and they're waiting for them. And
Kelly Hill is asking you to tell us about the OJ skunk.
OJ skunk.
Yeah.
Okay, the OJ skunk. So what that was is a Texas chem, and I hunted out some seeds. They were of like some questioned ones, right? So I didn't want to involve them in the breeding because like they weren't labeled. I like mislabeled these one beans that a buddy gave to swap in vials, right? So I had no idea. So I grew up out like I think it was like 13 of these mystery beans. And I just called them Q 1 through 12. And I wanted to see like what they were, right? So I was testing them in their own right. Like, are they autos? Because people have given me autos. Are
Right.
they reds? Are they males? Are they females? Like what is it? So I ended up growing it out, and it was crazy because some didn't make it, and some followed through, and they ended up just being females. So I ended up only having about 4 females left. And that OJ skunk, the other ones I didn't release, right? There was nothing really about it that was good. But this one, it was just like the leaves on it were like mint type leaves, like mint thick leaves. Like
Oh
they were
man.
really frosty and bright out. And when you smelled it, it was like a orange concentrate from the freezer.
Mm.
So it was like terp heavy, frost heavy, fucking excuse my
Well.
language. It was just
Oh no.
phenomenal in that right. And I've had other flavors. I've never had something that was orange. So that comes as something I called Q3. And the Texas Conduit, I got the regular beans from it. And that's what became the OJ Skunk. And that, out of all the cultivars I started with, was the first cultivar that was just like unnamed. I didn't know the lineage, right?
Right.
And this is out of like 12 cultivars I made at first. I did the Dantes and then my keepers. So that OJ Skunk, uh, yeah, Texas down to an OJ variety, I guess. And I hunted out a pack of the OJ Skunk. And so what Mr. Kelly is growing is the OJ Skunk Platinum Edition. That is another one I grew out. I had five. I had three males and two females. So I took the one female, and that one is really heavy and like a Texas chem. It was almost like chem glue, like oil. It was weird. And then it had that orange terp with it. So I took that and I hit that OJ Skunk. You know, I hit that with my Platinum Texas Chem Gelato, the first in-house male of mine that I used. That is what I used to make the OJ Skunk Platinum Edition. That's what Old Man Kelly's using. It's dab packs across the dab packs. A male I hunted to a female I hunted. And that's what he's growing. And that's
and
what's out there.
and
If
she
there's
must
two
like it.
variants, yes. That one should be heavy in the orange terps.
Mm.
As well as the frost, the vigorness, and also I would say the girthiness of the buds.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, that's my favorite terpene is the citrus. I mean, because and that's kind of what I'm hunting myself. Is I used to smoke cigars a
Mm.
lot, and Cubans and Nicaraguans. Those are the two you don't want to go anywhere else. But I like the taste in and the taste out, and that's kind of what I'm searching for is
Coat the mouth.
loving it.
And it definitely does that. Um, yeah, with that, I was saying, yeah, too, that's important. Definitely having that good terpene profile and having it present because of the entourage effect. I believe in that, and that's really important. Um, as far as with the OJ skunk, I haven't went back to growing that as far as wanting to further on going with other projects, but it's something I'm definitely going to revisit at one point. And I'm excited that Old Man Kelly is growing that out. He he's a great guy. He has solid feedback. I've known him for years, so everything that he says, I trust and validate it. And I got nothing but love for him, and I appreciate him growing that. It means the world. And he's doing a good job. He updated it in the Discord. We have a Discord that we have for data packs, and he uploaded that today, and I got to see that before the chat. Just want to say he's doing a great job growing that.
He sounded
Yeah,
like
dude.
he was really
It's
excited
like
because he wanted to explain it.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the zone explaining it. I don't mean to be like so excited about it, but it's just I can't contain it really. I'm trying to stay calm and stuff. But it's one of those that I am excited about because it's the flavors. I'm all about flavors, and it's not like a mandarin orange. It's not like an orange peel. It's like an orange concentrate, like you mix to make Minute
Right.
Maid orange juice. It's, man, out of this world. And smoking it. So I did get to smoke it as in testing it,
Right.
and it puts its money where the mouth is. That's for sure.
And that's good because I mean I think that's my aim. Not only the 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 effects of it, but the profile and the taste, and that's my hunt. I'm the same as you. But what advice would you give a new grower
Um,
or a new breeder?
for new growers or new breeders. Okay, so like new growers, I think it starts there, right? We should start with new growers and then new breeders because it starts from new growers. I think it starts from having the passion, growing up with it, because everyone starts differently. It's been around my life. I smelt it. It was around in junior high, peer wise, right? I didn't smoke until uh, I was about 16, right? Other than that, so it started with that, like, it starts with like smoking or knowing the plant or the curiosity. So the new growers, just do your research. I think you should search out there and look for somebody who fits your grow style for one. Because if you're growing hydroponics, you want to find someone that. If you're growing soil, that. Well, it's the ocean forest because that's how I learned. And now I'm making my own mixes.
Yeah.
Start with learning from one guy and getting to know what he's doing in his regimen and copying that. Uh, yeah, because you want to narrow it down, just like the breeding. Like you don't want to like really bottleneck it, but I feel I have a good sense of what's good from growing. So that's what I choose for breeding. And that's just from experience and gaining that experience from growing. So grow, find as much as you can online in the forums. Like Roll It Up might be dead nowadays. Grass City might be dead out nowadays. On the forum wise. That's why we got Discord, and it's almost similar. It's just like a large file cabinet. I know some people might be turned off to it, but being accustomed to like being on it daily, it just got that much easier as the days went by. So I encourage, like, that's where I think new growers can go to learn is on Discord and following people on YouTube because we can't show and talk about everything. So find somebody that you like, get to know them, and evolve it from there. Start to growing, see what you like, grow it, experiment. I don't think autos should be the first choice for new growers.
Ooh.
Femmes, sure, if you're looking to only have females, but I think if you want to breed, you want to grow, like you should know it all. Like you should know what a male looks like. You should know what a female looks like. I feel like that's lost to the touch. We need that, and that's lost today. So that's why I encourage new growers to expand regulars and don't be scared because everyone's out there who wants to share their opinion and wants to show their knowledge and their grow experience. So find that guy, find that person, find that gal, find that group, all like-minded people, and go from there. That's what I got for the new growers.
Yeah, because I was going to touch on some stuff you mentioned there. The autos part. I think that's a good point because autos are tricky. I grew autos 2 years ago, and I mean they were monster trees out there in 9-gallon pots. I'm like, I got
I
this shit,
wish.
and then I grew them this year, and they grew like 2 foot tall, and it was one. I mean, granted, it was just one super cola, and it was about that big around, and it did press out really nice. But
Yeah.
they got stunted early, and boom, it was done. There's no fixing it. Whereas, with the
Oh, man.
photos, you can fix it. Now,
Do you
believe it or
believe
not,
you need do you believe you need a larger, like a longer pace going down?
now do
Like
what?
for the tap root, do you believe like with the tap root that you need something going down longer than
Um,
say squat when it comes to
I
autos?
I know I hear that a lot, but I personally I don't. No, I don't. I think when I put it in the 9 gallon pots is it just goes down and I get a big root ball and then it just grows because it was done outside. Now I've grown autos inside and they grow pretty tall, but once you mess them up, yeah, they just don't come back.
You can
So
go back. Yeah, that's
yeah,
one thing. And you can't clone it or keep it. You gotta keep popping seeds. Which
and
yeah, it gets you good at that practice of germinating. But
right, and
yeah,
believe it or not,
I was just reading
uh,
in the chat too, just seeing what they thought about the autos.
and and then
But
believe it or
yeah,
not, I've never
yeah,
done I've never done regs. This is my first go for regs. So
they've
I'm
been around when I started getting into growing, but they were mostly low riders. That was all you really saw. And then some people, I've had my experience of auto growing through other home breeders. That was the only other time I had a good experience with an auto, right? Because I don't know, I've even done commercial ones. The only commercial ones I've grown out there was purple lemonade, and I grew it on a couple occasions, and it was maybe 5 grams for the plant total every time, full times. As as the other auto that I know from another breeder, he actually grew something, grew something that was to his liking, and probably grew it to something like a, I don't know. I know it was a Northern Lights Blue Dream, so I think that's where the lineage comes into play. So compared to that purple lemonade, but that one was good. But the other autos, it wasn't, and it could be discouraging, like wasting the time. And next thing you know, like your equipment's on the Facebook Marketplace because they're discouraged from growing an auto because anything could fail. So yeah, I don't think they're great for beginners. I think if you're like playing like a Mortal Kombat, trying to like play hard mode, yeah, play an auto or something, yeah, I would do that. But I think like a film photo or a reg photo, I think that's good practice.
what else is going on in the chat? Might as well keep
Great. All right, yeah, my mic's still working. Great, awesome.
no.
I don't know. Sometimes I worry about the wireless mics. It's still lit green. That's good. Just double checking.
Yeah.
Um,
We got like 5 more minutes. 5 or 10 more minutes.
yeah. Whoa. Nice.
We can keep
New
going.
breeders? Yeah, okay. So new breeders, it just starts with the growing.
Yeah.
So I would suggest the same with breeding. SPS spray can be, that could be discouraging too because I've learned that some female plants don't put out the pollen that you like. So some of them can be duds too, and that could be discouraging. I would start with the regular photo periods, and now with like um, growing with films and trying to reverse it. Get your feet wet with that, and same with that. With trying to lock in what you want to do because I'm on a F2 right now, right? some people go on that path of going from F1, F2, F3, F4, to stabilize in what they want. What I ended up doing on two of my crosses, so the Platinum Texas Chem Inferno mail I got, when I was doing my, my grading and doing more, grading for the community, I ended up making the Platinum Marino. And what that is really a back cross. That is the Platinum Texas Chem Inferno cross back to the Platinum Inferno cut. So I ended up on that way going from it, finding what I want. I got a male in my F1s. I took that male and I just hit it back to its own parent right then and there. And that's what I'm growing now. And I'm on Platinum Marino number 20 since my journey.
Damn. 20.
Yeah. So, other than, I ended up backcrossing it, and that's what made the Platinum Marino. So right now I'm going to be doing a male and a female as well. I know, thinking about it now, that's going to be upcoming later, right? And all that, as far as grading, is going to be separate. They're not going to be in the same run room. Because by that time, I'll be able to transition to outside, to like my garage and do the breeding in there for that, or either or. But yes, start with one project. I would say that because that's what I did for new breeders. Start with the one project. I did a male. I did to my keeper cuts to preserve those genetics. Once people knew I did that, the hype on it was just overwhelming. Everyone just wanted it, and I just needed, to just at that point just figure out that lane to make it available for everybody.
Hey, Dab, I got a good question. Scott,
So yeah, for breeders, start small. Do one at a time. Get to know what you're doing. Grow first.
He asked, other than structure, stability, and expression, is there a formula you use to choose two cultivars to cross?
To grow the more frost. Okay, so the frost, I think, and the aspect, yes, lineage, genetics, right? Because we all talk genetics.
Yeah.
Genetics is number one, right? And we all say everything falls after the genetics. So everything comes second to that. So look at the genetics first, right? Secondly, my tip would be that frost is a secondary metabolism, or like a second metabolite, right? It's a secondary, it's a defensive mechanism. It does that. So if you're wanting to gain trichomes, you can stress the plant and do a light stress in that aspect, because it's more like a sunblock, some trichomes,
Right.
for the plant, right? So those will help with trichomes, but you gotta watch the plant carefully. You don't want light bleaching. You don't want burnt tips. And at that point, since you're bubbling up PPFD, you're probably going to want to induce some CO2. But, that's if you're trying to go gung-ho and trying to get some trikes, because that's a sunscreen. That only makes sense, right?
Right.
And it's going to want to protect itself, the genetics and that. But you got to be all into spec, right? You can't just be bumping your light and then hit it 85 temps. You can bump your light and hit 78, at Tacola, right? At the canopy. That'll be all right, but just keep your temps low. And that helps to preserve the terpenes, which I find help too. And so, like, if I already have the trichomes and the genetics, like, they're going to be there no matter kind of what I do. And that's why I already have them in the lineage to breed for that. So I can just focus on other things that are important, that are not just trichomes, the terpenes. I think those are next. The terpenes with the trichomes. And, what the vigorous is really important. But that's where it plays a part. My male is a big plant, and I got plants that are keepers that are big plants and small plants. So that's where that diversity comes into play. So yeah,
Another
I
question.
think with that, is there anything else on that?
Got Woody's got another question. Oh, John Doe, he just want to know, do you need testers? Because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people.
I did. Trying to think off the top of my head. My head. I'm pretty sure I got about 14 testers on the roster right now. I did a wave. I got 8. I got 9 to sign up. I got some international testers. And I got people that test outdoor, indoor in their own styles. I reopened up the tester program, and I filled up about another 5 slots. And I ended up they're on the DAP packs. The my socials. It's sold out. So as far as the testers, always looking for some testers upcoming because some people come, some people go,
Right.
right? As far as now, I got my testers locked in, and shout out to the Dampac Spassi and the testers. Yeah, without their support, we can't be getting these packs out. Can't have people testing. We can't be, pushing the fire out there that we do. 'Cause they do more than just, test it in a way. They just test it more in just their involvement in any way. All of it counts. So sorry to say the testers, I'm not looking as of right now, but
Right.
I would say maybe in like 2 months, I'm going to be looking, maybe in another month, because we got something else that's brewing that I can't talk about. But it's
Right.
going to be on the upcoming tester program.
And all somebody would have to do is go to
Shout out to
YouTube.
John Doe, too, for that. He's always out there. And he's a great guy. I talked to him. It literally just got closed up. It was open for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's a great guy. But all they'd have to do is reach out to your YouTube or your Instagram or get on your webpage and leave you a note and say, I'd like to get on a future roster or something. Put me on the.
Of course. I'd love to have him. I see what he's doing, and he's doing great, growing some great plants. So, and he's very active and social and good spirit. So, John, I got your name down. So I'll keep you in mind, my friend.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy. Well, I'll tell you, are there any more questions out there, Wendy? Last bite at the apple?
Yeah, I don't see any.
Thanks for all the great info, Deb. Hey, Rooted Meds, thank you for the comment. I got a screen here, screen there, try to go back. And when I get in the zone and then with my notes, jotting shit down too,
Nah, man.
I feel like I'm flowing good. I hope it's great and entertaining for your guests.
No.
I hope it comes out good. And if anyone else has a question, we could keep it going. I still need to eat dinner. I don't know what month we're at now.
I'll tell you what. Let's go
squeeze one in.
Another 12 minutes because we're at 2:04 now. So another 11 minutes. That'll put us at 2 hours and 15. That gives people. Now here's somebody saying last bite of the apple. See, I used to run a bunch of meetings, and
nice. Okay.
You got all these people around you, and you're like last bite of the apple, and it's their last chance to any kind of inputs. And then it's like, okay, oh, here comes one, I think. Oh, Dad, what's your all-time favorite strain?
all-time favorite same. It's definitely something that I've grown. And that's not anything. I mean, it's something I breed. You know, it's you get attachment. Um, I used to think that my cultivar was green crack. I've grown it. It reminded me of skunk number one. Uh, it just that one green crack. It just wasn't it. Um, it's usually what the bag, whatever goes first. And if I had to be completely honest, and I don't have any of it, and it's almost a close tie, right? So, and it's a three-way. Number one is that cut of the Holy Moly Donut Shop that Ted by Dawn Genetics, Crimson, what he put together, what I've hunted out, because that was regulars. I got, I only got three females, and that started the process too. So it means a lot to me because I use that in my crosses and in my lineage. Um, Exotic Genetics, Humble, um, he mixed fire with fire, started with that too. And that is one of them that just finishes first.
Oh
Holy
yeah.
moly, donut shop. Strawberry cough. That strawberry cough I grow is like a warm strawberry pop tart. I'm very diverse. And then the next is that Grand Prix. That purple Mac too. Man, dude, the Platinum Inferno by itself, the Platinum Lemon Cherry Gelato, I can't make up my mind. But Holy Moly Donut Shop tops that list.
No, that's pretty good. I mean, because while you were answering, I was trying to think what my favorite is, and I can always come up with one, but then it kind of takes a second, a back seat to something else, and then something else will pop in your head, and like, well, no, wait, that's better. Yeah, I mean, it's funny how almost everything's a favorite.
Yeah,
That's the way I
so
am.
yeah, I keep, you know, my perpetual grow. I keep my keepers because that's what I was doing. Introduce some new stuff, and all these got to grow in my heart and evolved over the past what 6 years of growing now. Well, back to growing. I had to stop for a year because I was renting, and now I own a
Right.
home now. So I try to keep it within my limits, keep it in reach. I abide by what I can, and keep a low pro. Keep it to the community, be a great member to society, go to work every day, find my business,
Oh heck yeah.
fucking, positive things happen to positive people. So keep inspiring yourself and the people around you to do better because they're the ones that reflect it back on you. So that's the last part of that. I like Granny Smith apples, so green apples it would be for me.
That's. I mean, that's. I like that. A positive things, having a positive people. Because if I put out positivity, hopefully positivity. Because I'm a big karma guy.
Yeah, I mean, like, it, what you do natural, like, it's just natural. And being humbled about it is just, you know, you learn that from growing, right? Because you got to
Right.
be the same with your plants. And it shows in the work that you do, the work in your plants and the grower yourself. It's all in a circle, and it starts like a breeder, just like the genetics. It starts with them, and finding yourself in 3 years of experience, rights and wrongs,
And I
and
think
like I'm at that point where I'm not, I'm cruise controlling, open to ideas, finding what's new, keeping to my roots, and evolving, and being mindful, and being there and listening to what people have to say. Because, you can say what you do, but you got to listen and because that what fueled you to. It's ideas and motivation are the people around you because it's a team effort. You can't do it by yourself. I don't do it by myself. It might seem like that, but I don't. And
Right.
you can't do it without everybody in the community. And I'm community driven, man.
That I mean that's exactly right, and that's a good point. Um, before we wind it up here is you can't do it yourself. I mean, and that's why I like to do these lives. That's why I like to go to lives because, like you mentioned there, I'm going to pick something up, and I always do out of every different live, whether it's sitting here talking to you on our live, or if I'm over there either on panel or in the chat at Levels or over at Crumbawig or you name another live. I mean, it's like, okay, I'm picking something up in every place. And it's because people are positive and they ask questions and they treat people with respect.
Oh
And
yeah, respect. That's huge.
yeah. But Dab, I think we're gonna close her down. Any last words for the chat?
Um, yeah, dude. It's 2026. It's still early. It's January. We always just like this plant, find new things, learn new things about others and yourself. Surround yourself with good people. Those good people will help you. Um, keep growing that fire. Just be open minded, evolve, keep learning. Let's make this a good year, and it's going to be a good year no matter what happens. I want everybody to continue learning, man. Like be open minded. Stop being closed minded and being, one sided. Just be more open, be more nice about what people got to say too, and take everything with a grain of salt too with certain people, and find what you like through these certain people and their knowledge and what they preach. 'Cause that's where we find these like-minded people. And it's just like the plants too. You know, you'll pull yourself, you'll gravitate yourself towards that plant, towards that person, towards the people, and do that more. Just let it flow, and yeah, fuck, man. Try being inspirational as I can. Have some good last words. As far as that, man, yeah, just be peaceful, be positive, and that's all I think that's about all I got on that note.
Well, thanks, Deb. Yeah, you know,
Sure, man. Appreciate you having me on.
oh, we really appreciate you having or you coming on our show here because we've talked about trying to get you up here before, but I could never work up the courage. And then when he's like, I've shot him an email, suck it up. So here we are. But I just want to say thank you very much for coming on the program tonight and talking to the chat and explaining a little more about yourself and everything. And I want everybody in the chat, you need to get over there on his channel and sub up. Check out his other platforms because he's got a lot of really good stuff going on the other platforms. So please check those out. I know he's not looking for testers, but you could always just drop him a note, but sub up first and everything. But
It don't hurt to ask.
And
It's
if you
like
wouldn't
what
mind,
you're saying, it don't hurt to ask, and closed mouths don't get fed. We don't know unless we ask. You don't know unless you don't try. So, yeah, that's what I have to say. And I thank you, Wendy, for reaching out. Thank you, Growing Old.
Oh no, thank you.
I really appreciate the opportunity of reaching out. Like I said, I don't do these as much or as often. And the last 2 hours and have it go pretty good is it's
Oh
great.
no,
Hope it went well.
it's been great. It's been great. But if you would stay up, and then when we end, and then we'll kind of I'll say goodbye behind the scenes if you don't
Sounds
mind.
good. Sounds
So
good.
You want me to do it?
I think that's it. I think we'll just say good night. Thank you all for coming, because we couldn't do it without all you guys in the chat. Although I could talk to Dab all night, but
Oh yeah.
it's good for you guys out there in the chat. But we're gonna hit that end stream, and much love.